So here is black. Black's got a lot of great cards.
Best color in the set, yeah?
Yes,
By a
considerable
margin.
Yeah.
How many drafters at a table can black support?
I think
Four, right?
Yeah, 4.
Maybe 5.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it depends on how many other drafters are stealing your black splashable.
It also
cards.
depends on like the quality,
Right.
like how many great uncommons are opened. And
Right.
Like the answer could be 6 if 2 other people are stealing your Farrakhan spawn.
How's that Fruit of Tizarus
Makes me
looking?
sad.
I think that's my least favorite part about the format, is that black's so good.
Yes.
And so many people are competing for it.
Right.
I'm just stealing your Farrakhan spawns when I'm double off color.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when we sort these to the rares, just the black commons and uncommons are going to be just
Yeah,
pushed
they're over.
so much higher than,
I mean, so it's got like the best 2 commons basically, and then it's got the like 4 or 5 of the best, however many uncommons. It's crazy.
All right, so best black uncommon, best
Oh,
uncommon.
here we go. Here we go.
Freaking Spawn.
Frigga Spawn, yes.
Yes, by like, I won't say a considerable margin over the next best black uncommon, but like, the reason why this card is so good over like drag, over the other rule spells, is just like it's such a threat just to have it one copy in your deck. It just makes you be able to outgrind almost anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a game warping card.
It is a game warping card. Right.
Escape 3 is such a mistake.
Escape 3 is the big thing.
Yeah.
And it just comes back huge.
Mhm.
Right? So let's just do the commons first. So spawns up here.
Yep.
And then do we have Timurit above or below these 2 removal spells?
I have it above.
Yeah.
It's a little
okay.
restrictive, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to come down on turn 2, y'all.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Right?
It's still gonna completely own a number of archetypes in the format. I would put
drag below these.
I put drag below those. I have I have Nightmare ahead
Yes,
of them.
I have Elf Nightmare ahead of
Yes.
I have Nightmare ahead of Timurit also.
So I thought so too, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I lied.
Oh, I think I have Nightmare ahead of Timur
Yeah,
as
you
well.
like
I think it's like
okay,
that.
okay.
But those 3 are ahead of the
do
commons.
you like this or this?
I think sure. Yeah, I think
I think
that.
the same pile.
Yeah.
Same pile, but
And
ahead of the
And
commons.
then drag is like just below. Or no.
Drag's
it-
below the 2.
Drag
Those
is
2.
like here. Yeah.
Yeah.
The edges are touching.
I
Yeah.
think that the next best uncommon
Is Grey Merchant.
Grey Merchant. That's like in this. I would put it in this tier.
I agree.
So just to go over this, so drag is worse than these cards for a few reasons. One of the more important ones being that a lot of times, because black is so deep and because so many people are going to be first picking black cards, double black is kind of a problem because you might only end up with 6 swamps in your deck, and there's just like green-blue decks that will splash Final Death or Mire's Grasp, right?
I think again a like huge thing about this format, this is the sand black method, is like there is a real tangible amount of value. I don't know how much value it is. It's like a quarter of a card or something. But when you have a card that does a thing and then ends up in the graveyard, and then your opponent's card doesn't end up in the graveyard, that's quite valuable. So that's what Final Death over drag, I think, is. Exile is really relevant in this format.
Yes, exactly. Gary's been better than I thought it would be.
Mhm.
Just like
I think Gary's fine. The interesting thing is I would put Arcanine even worse than the same level as those cards.
yes, I would remorse.
Yes.
Yes, remorse
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
up here. I think
one's
inevitable
The
end.
discard.
Oh,
the-
yeah, that
goes
that's
like-
great. I think Inevitable End is good.
Yes,
Yeah.
this card's very good. This card's just like a B
It's a fine
minus.
removal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost always kills
It kills
the
it.
thing.
It gets man, right?
Yeah.
It gets man. So I think third best black and common sort of interesting. I think it's basically just between these 2. Chargers sort of in the conversation. Last Pip is sort of in the conversation, but it's definitely below it. Who likes Hierophant over?
I like
I
it
do.
Hierophant's better.
We've all drank the sand black juice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I personally still like.
I like
Toad
Leafus.
Pet.
Well, I personally am lower on the, what have you say that?
Catableepus. The bleeps.
Yeah, Cataclysm. So you have like here. This
No,
tier?
no, it's I
Just
just lower
in-
than the hard man. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I think Inevitable End, are we taking this over these 2 cards?
That's a great question. I think I am taking End over Bleeps and non over Hierophant.
Okay, I agree with that. Yeah. So let's just do like
Sir.
other way.
Sir, please.
Yeah. There we go.
Thank you. Nice try.
So
I personally have this
I know,
here,
yeah.
but yeah.
They don't need to be like.
We
they
do
need
like
to-
this.
Yeah, right. Like.
Yeah.
They
So
don't
in
need
my
to be in
live
separate columns.
experiences, Bleeps actually doesn't. You need to do some work to get Bleeps to have any pips because I found out like in most of the times I play black decks, I actually am not running most or any black 2 or 3 drops.
Interesting.
Which makes Bleeps actually kind of hard to like hit for more than like 3.
It's just also so hard to load up on them. Like,
I played 3 happily.
what do you? You just get 6 of every common.
Yeah.
don't you? Whenever you want.
So the thing is like, so when you're playing like a more mid-rangey, deck that wants to be flexible in terms of defense, then you actually kind of don't want Charger in the 3 slot.
Yes.
Agreed. Yeah.
Right.
This turn has actually gone down a decent amount.
So you don't want Charger in the 3 slot.
Yeah.
You don't usually play Temple Thief. You want to be playing.
That's
like,
why Timurit's the best.
Yeah, that's
Those
why
are your pips,
like,
baby.
you want to be playing Soul Reaper or Mogus. You want to be playing Lampad most of the time.
So here's my
But
thing.
You don't always
oh.
get those. So when you don't, you kind of often just don't play black cards on 2 and 3 creatures, and
Yeah.
that means your pips are on average level lower.
I've been pretty unhappy with Soul Reaper in draft.
I really liked it. Like I think. So
It's less-
why
it's less
why
good
do you?
than Lampad for a number of reasons, but it's also better than Lampad for the other obvious
Yeah.
reasons.
I'm with Ben on the Soul Reaper not being great.
So how have you? Why have you been for just like mana? It's expensive, like clunky.
Yeah, I just haven't felt like I've had things I'm interested in sacrificing often on the battlefield, and it feels hard to leave up 3 mana to blank the opponent's room. Most of the time, it has been a
Serviceable.
2/3 enchantment creature.
Do you like it better or worse than Underworld Charger?
I like it worse than Underworld
Okay.
Charger.
I agree with that
Myself.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I can.
So my thing about things like Soul Reaper or Lampad is like I like them in my deck, and I want exactly one of them.
I want like 2 of these.
So
Soul Reaper, I can say 1. Yeah.
my feeling about 2 Lampads is when I have one and I draw the other one, I'm really unhappy. So like I get that it does things in a lot of black decks, but a 1/3 body is really not exciting. Like you really want to be leveraging, I think, it as either a sack outlet in a sacrifice synergy deck, or leveraging the fact that you can just go, what are you at?
Yes.
Sack my whole board.
Right.
I just keep on asking them that until they put a remove slot, and then I play the other one.
Right. That's a good strategy. That's good. I hadn't thought of that.
But I think the value of like more often having the Lampad in your on the field than not, it like outweighs
That's fair.
drawing 2 of them.
I also think one, I think the cheap stack outlet for Portent of Betrayal is very important.
Yes.
And 2, being able to sacrifice your escape stuff.
That's
like when you're
also
like,
good.
I want a 5/5 charge out. I want to be able to get back Freaka Spawn.
Yes,
like,
that's huge.
It's
yeah.
very, very important. But
You-
similarly to how I feel about Soul Reaper. So I actually like Soul Reaper ahead of both of those. I have Soul
Above
Reaper ahead
Charger?
of Lampad and
Oh,
Mogus's
interesting.
favor.
Really?
Not ahead of Charger, but I would put Charger as number 5.
Okay. That's fair.
That's where I'm at.
I like Lampad better than Charger.
I still like
but-
Lampad over Soul Reaper mostly because
You like this?
That's where I'm at, but I can be wrong.
A frequent pattern that I will see myself doing is that I'll have a Freaka Spawn on the board, and I'll sack it to Lampad so I can unearth it for 6.
Uh-huh.
In many board states where Freaka Spawn has a hard time killing itself.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
And I think in those cases, having a 1-sack outlet or a 0-sack outlet in the case of Wolf Strider, instead of a 3-sack outlet, 3-mana sack outlet is actually quite relevant.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yes. And specifically,
Also applies to Charger, by the way. A 3/3 attacker can just get stonewalled, and 5/5 doesn't get
Shouldn't
crit
Yeah.
walled
we just
ever.
put Lamphead and Charger in the same tier if we have this
I
much
th-
discussion about
yeah,
that?
I
agree.
Yeah, for sure, for
I
sure.
feel like they go in 2 different kinds of deck. I mean, maybe
Yes.
2 different
No,
kinds
no,
of
They
decks.
can go in the same
but
deck
they're-
too.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
good in the same.
But
Yeah.
They're both great role players in decks.
I think that so just to speak to the point of like multiple Lampads, especially when you are black red, you don't want your portents to be dead. You don't want your action reasons to ever be like, wow,
No.
I don't have a sack outlet here, right?
Mhm.
And I think like a lot of the sack outlets just like are expensive or aren't that great, right? So I think just having
Wow.
access to a great one or an above average one is good.
Yeah.
That is kind of archetype dependent though. Like
Yeah,
a BR
sure.
would want all the Lampads and none of the Soul Reapers. and
Yes.
Every other black archetype would prefer, I think,
That-
to mostly have Reapers because they want to draw cards and they'll have the mana to hold up most
Where
of the time.
where do we like favor, below or above this tier here?
I have it at the bottom of the
I have this
under
on
Soul
the stack.
Reaper is
Under
where.
Soul Reaper,
Yeah.
Stack is
Yeah,
fine.
I like that.
Do you have Piper? Do we like this tier here? Or
I think I like Piper ahead of
Do you like?
It's so weird. You like Wrights also. I think Piper and Wrights
Yeah.
can go. I think they can go to the left actually.
Do you like them
At
here?
the bottom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
One thing I thought Wrights in this format was going to be crazy because you're going to get that graveyard value, but I think hitting yourself for 2 life sometimes in this format is like I'm gonna
It is-
die
it is
for
tough.
Like, it's tough.
Enter Lampad. You know.
The nice thing is black just has like instant life gain. Like it has more instant life gain than like white.
Mhm.
Libation above all these or below all of these.
I have it below. I'm not main decking Libation.
I've
Libation's
been
kinda like a sideboard
I've
card.
been happy with the first one of this. I like not happy, but I will put it in my deck if I need a 23rd and I'm not upset about it.
Mhm.
And I think I'm upset about putting these cards in my deck.
I'm not upset about putting Marauder in my deck.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just
yeah.
because I think black makes the most use out of devotion, so having like the double pips for the Cataplepus, or for like drag or for whatever, I feel like having double pip creature is worth it.
Yeah.
And so I like that a little bit more.
Okay.
I still don't hate the Berserker.
Yeah, I don't. That's true. I would put Berserker up here too. And Temple Thief is like I would just put these all here
It's
actually.
funny 'cause these are
40
all
seconds
very
before I run out of room. Let's do it.
All right. Okay.
solid cards still.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
you know what I mean?
That
Like,
this is
we're
why
going
the
to
table can support
flow.
4 drafters
Yeah.
in black.
I'm just as a final word. I'm gonna put Hateful Eidolon around
Yeah. I
this
agree
Cling
with
to
that.
Dust
Yeah.
and Minions Return
All those cards can go off to the side.
here. Then these are just. This is if you have 2 Garys or an Erebos. That's the only place it goes.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Cool.